Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness, peering, long I stood there wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming, dreams no mortals ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the stillness gave no token, and the only word was spoken was the whispered word Lenore. This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word Lenore, merely this, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art thou no craven, ghastly grim and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore? Tell me what thy lordly name is on the night's Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marvelled this ungainly fowl to hear disclosure so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little reverence bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above this chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculpture, bust above this chamber door, with such a name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing further than he muttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." "Prophet," said I, "thing of evil, prophet, till if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, tell this soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Aden it shall clasp a sainted maiden from the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." "Be that word our sign in parting, bird or friend," I shrieked upstarting, "get thee back into the tempest and the night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken, quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak out from my heart, and take thy form from off my door." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on the pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming, and the lamplight over him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted nevermore. That was from Edgar Allan Poe's poem The Raven. Hello, welcome to my channel, Antoinette here. Bringing you on a journey. I have been into town to collect some Halloween items. It is the beginning of August, look at the weather, and I'm feeling spooky. So I thought we'd start with some atmospherics. Obviously that's not the entire poem, that is a few selected verses, but you've just basically followed my journey in the city to the local park and ride, and then I shall be making my way home, where I will show you all the items that I've purchased. I didn't feel comfortable filming in the shops, so you get this view, and I'm going to drop a screenshot in a minute of one of my favourite views of one of the roads that I walk past to get home. It just overlooks the moors here. So these are the items that I got on my little Halloween haul or trip into the city centre during Storm Antony. I'm not sure how we pronounce it actually, it's spelt differently to how it normally is spelt. So should we start? We have some pumpkins. So I have this gorgeous kind of dusky dark pink coloured pumpkin, which apparently is a Martha Stewart item. Now to be fair, it was the best smelling pumpkin in the shop. Oops. So it's can't give you smelly vision, but it does have a very nice scent to it. So that is gorgeous, and of course it's a 2 for 1, isn't it? So once I've used the wax in it and burnt the candle, I've got a gorgeous little dish, because this is actually quite big. So we have pumpkin number 1. Pumpkin number 2 is from number 10 Strawberry Street. So this whole haul is from TK Maxx, and this is a much bigger pumpkin. Oops, you can see me in there. I'm matching in my clothing. So it goes from gold up to black, and they had some silver to black ones as well. But this isn't quite gold, so this comes across as a bit of a silvery gold metallic stem. And nice and empty in there. So I thought that one is going to probably hold some art supplies or something down in my room. So I love that one. And then this is what I ran in that for. So this is a cup with a lid. It's quite a big one. Comes with this ceramic lid. Look at that! It's got a witch's hat in it. It's glass, so I don't want to drop it and break it because it'll smash. But how cool! And that fits onto quite a big cup. Actually, let's have a look at the cup, shall we? So pick your poison. It's a cauldron. It's got little dots all the way around it for the chain. We have our 3 little feet, and that's its make. I just wanted to, you know, the old witchy stripy tights, the caricature witch. And they had skulls with this on as well, but I went with the cup. I just think it's so fun. I might even take this one into work. Let me get one of the other cauldrons so I can give you a size reference. Okay, there you go. So if you have one of these cauldron mugs in either the black or the white, they are approximately the same size, although this one might hold a bit more fluid. I'm not sure. It could just be deception because this is wider at the top. So that. And then I got this sign. Very nice. So it just says boo. A little bit of sparkle. I thought something not too scary and cute. I thought that's perfect. So I thought we'd go with something a bit kitsch. Oh, I guess it's all a bit kitsch actually, isn't it? And they had lots of different types of serviettes, ones I've not seen before, but I actually went with something that I'll carry around with me probably for most of the year because I occasionally throw these into my lunchbox. So I went with the skulls, so I can take those with me. And I did buy some tea towels this year. And I got these ones with the white pumpkins on. They had orange pumpkins and sunflowers. And they had lots of different fabrics, but you know, tea towels need to be a usable fabric. So we got this one with all the pumpkins on. So I thought that's a nice, and it's a good all year round colour. They had ghosts and, you know, just very definite Halloween themes. But some things I like to use all year round, and this stuff is it. Then I needed some more side plates, so I've got this beautiful plate here. So this again is a side plate, Royal Stafford. So I've got the skulls. This came in a bowl and dinner size plate as well. And this is a new one I've not seen before for a design. So I have this solitary witch in her kitchen, doing some hubble and bubble to feed the cats and herself for the evening. So those are my items that I got for my emergency run to TK Maxx this morning, because Halloween is essentials are an emergency in my book. So I hope you liked seeing those. I don't think I'll have any more hauls this year for Halloween. That's probably my lot to add to what I already own. And my witches, I've got to bring you across. I'll just show you my witches because they're still out. So from last year, these items have remained out. So we have my witch with her cauldron and her, well, mortar and pestle, but I call it her cauldron for stirring. And I've got like various glass jars there for collecting things. I have my witch's incense burner back there, and you can see one of my haunted houses and pumpkin garland is still up there. I think that's everything. I do still have the skull from last year on the window, and there we have some pears that I've just picked from the garden, and I'll show you the garden now. It is blowing an absolute gale. This is the start of the storm coming in, and I'm just going to pop down and check that the apples and pears are doing okay, because I don't want to lose too many. The dogs have already been down here scavenging, so I'm aware that fruit is dropping. In fact, just grab some apples off the floor. So we have quite a few apples. I mean, these are still too juvenile to take, but the pears, I've lost a lot of these. So we have a few left. These ones have still got a way to go. They'll be September before they come down, but these ones, yeah, Max has been out and eaten a load. These have clearly dropped, so I'm going to take these ones, and they are what you will see on the windowsill because they need to just ripen a bit before they're ready to eat, so a couple of days. Our storm is brewing up, a right old hoolie. The winds are blowing a hoolie outside. See the tree across the road, the red one? That's a very big tree. So we just that's a lot of movement. The bushes outside the window they're actually not doing badly either. They are certainly taking the brunt of some hefty winds. The sun is moving really quickly as well, so we go between cloud, sun, rain, so the 4 seasons in one day is definitely happening today. So while this is happening outside, because I can't really go out and do a lot, I've rescued a few of the pears that would probably fall and damage if I hadn't have done so. We've had some pears from the trees, which I showed you earlier, and I picked them. But look at this. So we're watching a film, I think it's called June. I have the fire going because, yes, we need it, don't we, Marge? She's certainly not said no, have you? And Max, meanwhile, is looking out at the back garden to see what's going on out there. So you can't really see, but the cherry tree, there we go, look at that. It is just... So hopefully we don't lose anything. I think I took enough off the tops of the trees and stuff to stop them from bowing too much in the wind and snapping. Just that cherry tree. This will be the test. Did we do enough? So yeah, we are enjoying a 360 of really, really windy weather outside. Hopefully everything will survive. You have to excuse my shaky hands, but there we go, the sun's back out. Oh, it's gone. Welcome to the weather in England.